This is 9 News.
Perhaps you have seen an impeccably dressed 86-year-old man walking through Cheeseman Park. His name is Billy Wallace. What you need to know is the story about Billy and Syd. 9 News reporter Chris Vanderveen and photojournalist Chris Hansen bring us to that.
Good evening, everyone.
If notes provide the letters to the words of the musician,
How good is Billy?
then consider Billy Wallace fluent in the language of jazz.
He creates arrangements right there on the spot, which very few pianists can do.
At 86, he knows each and every note to at least 4,000 songs. Give him a title, he'll play it.
I argue that he's got his own Google built in, his own iPad built in when it comes to music. So if there's anything you'd like to hear, by all means,
Syd Harriet knows
let us know.
if he had $1 for every time Billy didn't recognize a request,
Girl from Ipanema.
he'd be the opposite of a rich man.
Do you remember a song called Once in a While? Oh. If you can come up with a song that he doesn't know, you win a free trip to Afghanistan. One-way ticket, yes.
And yet, as talented as Billy is, Syd also knows
Where'd these come from?
his partner no longer recognizes the album he recorded not long ago.
And he said to me, I don't remember playing those. I said, yeah, you did a marvelous job, and they were all one take.
And I'm
He says, oh,
satisfied
okay,
and hungry
okay,
still
okay.
To see what's down another road.
One is a
beyond the
psychologist,
hill and do it all again.
the other a jazz
Here's
pianist.
to life and all the joy.
Not
it
exactly a
brings.
likely Denver duo.
Here's to life.
Oh, I think we're an unlikely pair, for crying out loud.
Dreams.
They met 3 years ago in a club. Billy was on piano, Syd was in the crowd.
Syd is a good friend.
The psychologist and Syd diagnosed it not long after.
We have 100 sunny days a year.
300, yeah.
The misplaced facts
No, I think it's 300.
Could be.
and the repeated stories.
Boy, this is a nice day today, isn't it?
Yeah. Denver has 100 sunny days a year.
Is that right?
Dementia impacts 1 out of every 4 Americans over the age of 80.
Nice views. Boy, this is a nice park.
It now also impacts a man who played with some of America's best.
Illinois Jacket, Max Roach.
Charlie Parker, B.B. King. He remembers all of them.
Those are 2 interesting trees.
Yeah.
It's the other stuff he forgets. These days, every gig
And he is not outside.
requires patience.
Hey, Billy, this is Syd. I'm outside. Billy, this is Syd. I'm here to pick you up for the gig.
And at least 3 phone calls.
I'm outside. It's cold. Okay, you'll be right down. Thank you. I'll be waiting for you. One time I had to wait an hour and a half. He just doesn't remember.
Yet Syd knows without a ride, a man with such an amazing past might very well live his final days in undeserved obscurity.
It's the dilemma today with people who age.
Hey! How you doing?
You know, they are designated for the back burner. That nobody else can do. Here he is, 86 years old. He's playing like he's 19. So go figure. Yeah.
Go figure. Those who study the mind like Syd say for some reason music lingers, stays with us, long after dementia sets in.
Yeah. We know so little about it.
So little. Billy Wallace, the musician, remembers the notes to every song he's ever played, every one, and yet
And the problem, I think, is that we don't appreciate until we don't have it anymore.
his mind often forgets where they played the night before.
Well, there's about 15 billion cells going on up there, and, you know, it's going to take some time to figure them all out.
As for Syd Harriet, the psychologist, he's all too familiar with this. After all, his own father had dementia as well.
Yeah. You know, you don't appreciate your family members until you no longer have your family members.
For here's to life and all the joy it brings. Here's to life, dreamers and their dreams.
Okay, Billy. See you then.
May all that's good get better.
We're going down here.
And sometimes he knows when you're fluent in something.
Here's to you.
All you need in return is someone who speaks the same language.
That's a terrible chord that I just created. I'm sorry.
Chris Vanderveen,
I would fire me if I were you.
Yeah.
9 News.
And Billy came to Denver in the early 70s. He built up quite a following over the years, but Syd says it's gotten tougher to schedule gigs due to his health. Billy, for his part, wants none of your sympathy. He does, however, appreciate a few tips, you know, in the tip jar. We are going to talk to Syd. He is with us in just a minute. Stay with us. You just saw Billy. Billy can play the notes to more than 4,000 songs just off his memory, but the 86-year-old jazz pianist has trouble remembering many things that most of us take for granted. So we're back with Syd Harriet, retired psychologist, friend of Billy's, and we're also joined by Chris Vanderveen, who brought us this incredible story. And we are just so, it's fascinating to understand what Billy remembers and what he doesn't, and how the two of you met. It's just so neat.
How did you guys meet?
I walk into a club. I have a lot of jazz background. Worked a lot of, hosting a lot of jazz shows all over the country. So I would play these albums, and I knew Billy Wallace through the albums that I played on the air. And I walk into this club, and there's this guy at the piano. He looks familiar, and lo and behold, it's Billy Wallace, who's been on a number of these albums that I still have to this day. So I introduced myself. He took a break, we sat down, we had a lot in common, and we just hit it off. That was 3 years ago.
He's on albums. He has a past. He played with legends, did he not?
All kinds of people. Art Tatum, probably one of the greatest pianists that ever lived, sat down and listened to Billy and said, you have great opportunity, when Billy was very young, and that inspired him to continue playing.
So at his prime, you were saying hugely successful. Everybody, and no one can figure out how he can play the bass, but with his left hand and the way he does it.
Right. It's just a magician with his left hand, an incredible pianist who has uncanny ability and creative ideas while he plays. With arrangements, he actually makes arrangements as he plays, and he won't play the same song the same way second time he does that. Just a marvelously gifted guy. The thing that grabs me the most, tears at me, is that here he is in Denver, and the first night that we got him into a club at La Cour, this place where the owner has been so generous to let Billy play, no one showed up. He played nonstop for 3 hours, brilliantly, and I'm the only one in the audience listening to this marvelous guy. And yet, it made no difference to him. He just kept on playing on and on. It was just absolutely marvelous.
You're going to be at La Cour on South Broadway.
Yeah.
When is this? Tell us when it's coming up.
La Cour, Broadway, Janet Poth, who's the owner, who's made all kinds of accommodations for us. She is backing Billy 100%. It's going to be this Tuesday, February the 16th, from 7 to 10 p.m. And I'm going to pick him up probably about 4:30 in the afternoon, with my fingers crossed, see if I can get him in there.
You're going to call him a few times, aren't you?
Just a few times, yeah. Great guy.
He would play for hours, would he not? He just seems like he's at home on the piano.
We finished the gig, 3 hours nonstop playing, and I said, Billy, the gig is over. So I went to the restroom and came back. He's still playing.
Yeah.
Brilliantly. And there's nobody in the place anymore, and he's playing one song, great song after. I said, Billy, you want to leave at 3? He says, okay, I'll play until 3. No problem. Just continue. We get in the car while I'm driving him home, and I mention a song, and he starts singing.
Wow, that's just
brilliant. Every lyric that you could imagine that's so difficult. I couldn't even remember the lyrics, and he's singing these marvelous songs. Just uncanny. So I want to get this guy recognized 86-year-old
You've
guy.
done it. This
And
story
that's what it's
is
all
being
about.
shared and spread, and so many people can relate to it for what's going on in their own family.
I hope so.
But you are a wonderful friend, a wonderful friend. We all would hope to have a friend like
Thank
you.
you. Thanks.
Very good.
I love them.
I love this story.
They're
It's
great.
a movie. People keep saying it's a movie.
They're great.
It's the storyline. We're ready for the Billy and Sid story.
Take it on the road.
Take it on the road. Show up. Hear Billy. Let's keep him playing, folks.
you. Thank
Oh,
you.
very much so. We'll keep you posted, right, Chris? Stay on it,
Absolutely.
and we'll let
We-
everybody know.
I love these guys are salt of the earth.
I'm telling you, you're never going to do a story better than this. You can try, but it will never be this good. It's my favorite of all
Thanks.
time. We'll be right back. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Appreciate it.